The first time I ever did stand-up was actually improvised at a Mock Turtle Soup after show called Nocturnal Soup. I think there's something called a comedian's high. Well, I had felt it before when I was doing improv, but I had never felt it in the way I did when I did stand-up for the first time. There's something just so cool about sharing something about yourself and getting immediate good feedback in the form of laughter. I was scared to actually sit down and write a set, but once I actually made the time for it, it turned out my ideas came out flowing a lot easier than I expected. To kind of get my joke brainstorm flowing, I first made a bunch of lists, which was a technique recommended by Judd Apatow. So I made a list of things that I liked, things I disliked, things that I wanted to change about the world, change about myself, just to kind of get short bullet points out there to inspire me so I could start actually writing. I also watched a ton of comedians, and I've always been interested in stand-up specials. Some of my favorite comedians to watch are Beth Stelling, Chris D'Elia, John Mulaney, and Nate Bargatze. I think watching other people do stand-up is a great way to learn what your style of stand-up is. Sometimes my jokes were born just from simply having a conversation with my friends and a friend being like, you should write that down in your stand-up set. I ended up writing about a 7-minute set, and at least for this first go, I considered it more storytelling style, so I kind of shared about myself, things I like, things that are important to me, and I did this in the form of storytelling jokes rather than a bunch of jokes with punchlines. The video you're about to see is from a stand-up event that I was invited to perform at in Greenville for a group called Emerge South Carolina, which is a group that encourages Democratic women to run for office. Carrie Seymour, my acting professor, actually put me in touch with the woman running the event, and she reached out to me and asked if I was interested. Of course, I said yes. This was my official stand-up debut. I was so excited, and I thought it tied in perfectly with my 401 project. I had not planned on this video being seen by anyone, so please forgive the bad quality, but I did want to show the experience of doing stand-up comedy in front of a live audience, which unfortunately I cannot recreate right now. So, I apologize again for the bad quality, but I hope you enjoy and I hope it makes you laugh.
Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Connie Thompson and I'm a senior in college. I go to Clemson and I love it. I graduated in May, so I have not been affected by the real world yet. I have no idea how to pay my taxes, and I've never lived in an apartment building with people who aren't in college. And I'm also a theater major, so people think that I want to be on Broadway or be a teacher. And after my first show I did in Clemson, we're all out eating, we're just chatting, and one of my friends says to the waiter, yeah, we just finished a show tonight, we're all theater majors. And the waiter was like, you all want to be teachers? That is so awesome. And just runs off. I definitely wouldn't turn down a spot on Broadway, but I don't even like teaching my friends how to play card games. Like, maybe it's a personal problem, but if I'm sitting down with a friend and they don't know the card game I'm talking about, we're probably not going to play it. I just don't like when people don't understand what I'm saying. I'm also not good at sharing, so I think it's been the first 6 years of my life. I was an only child, and those things stick with you. I had a girl say to me this past year, she was like, you have siblings? I could have sworn you were an only child. That's kind of offensive. No offense to only children. I'm sure you don't have any issues with self-righteousness or sharing. I feel like having siblings has defined my whole life. I mean, I have 6. And I was basically mute before I moved in with my older stepsisters, and now people pay money to see shows and I talk in them. Case in point, you guys. But I have a 4-year-old rescue dog named Bonsai, adopt, don't shop, and I love her to death, and I'm accidentally raising her to be a feminist. And I say accidentally because I just don't like it when people imprint their ideals on their children. Like, you know, when people who are vegan, they feed their dogs vegan dog food. Like, do you think any dog would be like, yes, I care deeply about the environment and I'm going to follow a vegan diet? Like, I mean, I'm definitely a feminist, but the way that Bonsai is interpreting my feminism is that she thinks all men are evil. I tried sitting her down, I was like, Bonsai, listen, only 20% of men are evil. Whenever I have my guy friends come over, I'm like petting them and like trying to get her to think that they're good guys. And that's not working either. Bonsai has terrible anxiety. a trait she got from her mom, but I love her, and I was pretty nervous that when I started dating, she would try and kill the guy, whoever I was dating. Then I realized that Bonsai's too anxious to commit murder, so I did start dating, and I have a boyfriend who Bonsai loves, but it took her a while. You know, it took 2 months of gradually recognizing him, and then she would only recognize him when he was in the bed, so he would get out of bed, and she'd be like, but now they're cool. So having a boyfriend is pretty cool because they like to hang out with you. Nobody tells you that if you have a boyfriend who snores, you just have to deal with it. 3 great strips have saved my relationship. I don't snore. My boyfriend woke me up one morning and was like, Connie, you were snoring last night. Impossible. The only time I've ever lied to my boyfriend was about peeing in the shower. And if you say you don't, then you've probably never taken a shower. After I graduate, I'm moving to New York, and I'm obviously taking Bonsai with me. New York with Bonsai is going to be really fun because she doesn't know how to pee on the sidewalk. But she does know how to throw up on my bedroom carpet, and I didn't even teach her that, so Bonsai. Before I had Bonsai, my life was infinitely worse, but kidding. My sophomore year of college, I did the Disney College Program. And if you haven't heard of it, it's Disney's fancy way of saying, this is an internship, but you're going to work 50 to 60 hours a week. So I moved on down, and if you've ever been screamed at or told that you were bad at your job, that's kind of what it's like working at Disney World. The things you see down there, they make you not want to see things anymore. I mean, parents put leashes on their children, which is a concept I cannot get my head around. And you know, they plan their whole days for themselves. I mean, they would rather just leave the kids in the hotel room with French toast and chicken fingers and room service. But anyways, I worked on a ride called Toy Story Mania, and it's a ride that's a video game ride. So it's perfect for people who dislike roller coasters but like competition. And the first time I got yelled at was very memorable. So I'm working outside, and we have one rule on the ride, and it's no open containers. Classic, you know, because Disney guests just drop their sodas and teas and sweet things all over the ride. We have to clean it, it takes a while. So I'm working outside, this dad, mom, and daughter walk up, and the dad is holding, I kid you not, 45 ounces of a smoothie, like blended fruit in a straw. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to tell him to fill it up. It's my civil duty. So I'm like, very politely, I'm like, sir, I'm going to have to ask you to finish that out here. I was met with the meanest look that I have ever gotten from a human. It was like, I'm just a little girl, so I'm like, oh, you know, no big deal. I mean, I'll wait out here with you, as if he wants to hang out with me outside the ride. And he's like, why would I finish it out here when I could finish it on the ride? And I'm kind of looking at his wife and daughter, kind of like, hey, what's up with this guy? And they're glaring at me as if I was the problem. So finally, the man slams his smoothie down in the trash can, and he goes, make sure this is here when I get back, and storms off. So now I'm alone with this smoothie, which isn't allowed because now I can drug this smoothie. And out of the corner of my eye, my coworker walks up and throws the smoothie out. I was like, oh my God, what are you doing? She was like, I saw the way he talked to you, and that was not okay. And I'm like, thank you so much, but now I'm gonna get beaten up outside of Toy Story Mania. Anyways, things like this happen all the time. Men were getting in my face, telling me I was bad at my job. And in this particular situation, it ended up working out because we gave him a voucher for a free smoothie, which just goes to show that when men do something wrong, we reward them.